This serious looking game is Serious Sam, the second encounter, of course, in VR. If you have never played a Serious Sam game, shame on you. It's part of heritage, PC gaming heritage. It's kind of one of those weird titles that really fell in between two types of genres. It came in at the end of the dawn of the 3D first-person shooter. So your Doom, your Quake, around the time of Unreal was kind of picking up. Unreal Tournament, or just even Unreal, is when this one came about. It was pretty much known for having really good, realistic-looking graphics, but a very classic shooter gameplay. So I'm talking like, again, Wolfenstein, Quake, or early Quake, stuff like that, where basically you run around, anything else that moves, you shoot it. And when it explodes into little gibs and giblets and just a hot stew of a mess. So the main character is Serious Sam. You would probably equate him to like a Duke Nukem, but even less serious, if that's possible. And when I talk Duke Nukem, I'm talking about the original and not that hot mess that came out like 5 or 10 years ago. So true to form, this is basically, there are several different games. As far as the timeline goes, it starts off with Serious Sam, which was subtitled The First Encounter, then The Second Encounter, which is this one, then there was a before First Encounter, which was a prequel. I want to say there's a couple more even after this one. This one I picked up, they're all relatively, I don't want to be reductive and say they're the same, but they are very similar. So pretty much if you've played one Serious Sam, you get the idea and you've played them all. Now, with that said, this is really nothing but a VR port of the same Serious Sam game that you either played 10 years ago, 5 years ago, if you got when they did the HD remasters, but it's done really well. So I don't want to say it's just a VR port, because it looks just as amazing in VR as it does on a flat screen. So if you've ever been a fan of Serious Sam, or even remotely enjoyed them and are looking for something to play on VR, I would highly recommend this right off the bat. One, just because it looks and plays great. As far as it playing great, part of that reason is being a port. I'm sorry, I have to look over this way for whatever reason the menu's set up here. Even though it's a port, the developers put in a lot of work, and they put in every kind of option that you could even imagine that you would want in the VR mode. That includes locomotion. You can either do the kind of teleport. You can do where it's kind of like a quick, almost like a herky-jerky kind of, you press forward, but you do mini teleports in either direction. You can do smooth turning, where you just kind of, as you would with a controller, with your analog stick, where you can do the 45-degree every time you flick it type thing, or even change those degrees. Just a multitude of options in here. A whole separate menu for it, actually, as far as VR is concerned. Graphics, again, just about anything you can imagine. Here's the VR controls. You can customize all of that stuff to however you want to play. So even though this is a very fast-paced game, and those tend to be ones, at least as far as if you haven't got your VRC legs yet, these are the ones that will make you sick, but they give you every option that you can still enjoy this game without having to worry about throwing up all over yourself. So I'm not going to go through every single one, just to kind of give you an idea. As far as graphics are concerned, again, all kinds of good stuff there. And even, wrong one, gameplay options. Everything from red, blood, change the color, based on kids, which makes everything explode into candy, like suckers and lollipops, and Halloween, which makes things explode into a different candy. None, hippie, I imagine that's like flowers, or just, I'm going to do normal red. Again, all these different options. it's amazing, really, because it's such an easy thing for people to do these days, to just say, "Oh, now it's in VR," and it's very poorly done. But they went all out for all the options. I'm just going to play a little bit of single player. I have not beat this game, at least not this version of it. I'm fairly certain I beat at least the first one, if not the second one, way back in the day. But I'm just going to go through a little bit just to give you an idea. Again, if you haven't played Serious Sam, it's bread and butter shooter. So you're not going to get a story. You're not going to get I say realistic guns in the sense that the guns don't really have a real feel to them. They are satisfying to use, and there are different kinds with different. There's flamethrower, shotguns, all that stuff. We'll get into it. They do feel different from one another, but I'm not going to say that when you fire a sniper rifle in here, it feels like a sniper rifle in another more realistic or military shooter, because it's not supposed to. This is supposed to be get in. You had a bad day at work. You want to shoot some stuff and feel like a real badass. This is the game that you come home and play. This version is on Steam. There's again, there's several different titles. Some are on Oculus. All of them are on Steam. Even if you want to try the flat version of the game, those are on sale all the time. That'll at least, you know, give you that taste. I'm gonna play on normal here because, one, I'm not looking for a challenge, but at the same time, I want a lot of enemies to come out, because Serious Sam is about a lot of guys coming at you at once. Giggity. So we're gonna go ahead. Yeah, I need to see if I can't get this centered again. So we're gonna go ahead and start. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. I did turn it down a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I'm yelling on these things. So you start off, again, it's very beautiful. There was a spaceship crash. Stuff's happening. A few secrets, as old school shooters are. If you want to go all the way down there, which I won't do because it takes a little time, there's a rocket launcher. So nothing like starting off the game with one of the most powerful weapons available. I will go over here. Maybe. There we go. And pick up some second gun. So changing weapons, very easy. You hold down, I guess, B or X, whatever the second button is. Brings up this wheel. Now, when you're doing this, it does slow down time a little bit. You can kind of see by the armor, it's still moving. And then it speeds back up. So you do have a few seconds where you can kind of do a little matrix action there. And then you're going to have your weapons wheel. Very simple. Pistol, your main thing. It's unlimited ammo. And the best part about this game in VR, you can dual wield. You can dual wield every single gun, from the rocket launcher to the flamethrower to, as you saw earlier, chainsaws. So this is kind of what I was talking about as far as the feel of the weapon. So, right, this looks great. It looks like an awesome chainsaw. It's massive. It looks like, at least, is like you feel like a Cloud from Final Fantasy VII wielding these things around, right? They have a good sound to them. They're meaty, and they kill things like you would want a chainsaw to do, and almost like one or two quick hits. That's a secret thing. I'm not going to do it, but there's two secrets right off the bat. Look at that. But when you're killing something with a chainsaw, there's no haptic feedback to it, really. There's not even a vibration when you turn it, when you do that. When you hit something with it, it just kind of, which I'll show you when we get up here, it just kind of kills them. So I'm not going to say it takes away from it, because it's still really satisfying to use a chainsaw, especially in a game like this where there's tons of things coming at you. But it doesn't have that realistic feel. But nothing in this game is realistic. It's not supposed to be. It's just good, classic fun. So we'll go up here. The way you play Serious Sam is anytime there's a pickup, like here's some ammo, you expect something to pop out, because that's how the old school games were written. That's how they were coded. Is the triggers were tied to your pickups. So, kind of one of the earliest examples of whenever you're playing a game and you get to that room right with a one way in, one way out, and the room's just full of health pickups and ammo and everything else. You know there's some hot mess on the other side of that door. So, kind of play this the same way. Just kind of exploring a little bit. So you're going to start seeing things coming at you. Oh, you hear him ground. Whoa, there he is. So here's what I'm talking about. Chainsaw, right? He just kind of ran into it and then split. So that was kind of cool, right? Okay. Here's the problem, though. I'm going to hold it sideways. He still splits right down the middle. So it's fun. It gets grody and bloody and everything like that. So there's that. I got some blood on my gun. There's this guy being a jerk. Also, I love that they gave you laser sights, because not all games do. I love that they do. Because, again, they want you to kill stuff. They want you to get in there and just get all messy and bloody. We'll just... I will say most games, I do have the smooth movement turned on here, so rather than doing the 45-degree thing, it's just like you would expect for a normal shooter with your right analog stick moving you left and right. I'll say all but a few VR games make me woozy when I turn like that. This one doesn't. I don't know if it's because of the higher fidelity and the graphics. I mean, look at these. Again, these aren't like fantastic, you know, top tier graphics as far as the plants and stuff. I've only got a 970, 4GB. So it's not like I have top-of-the-line video card. I wouldn't say this is probably even on either low or medium settings. And it looks great. There's no stutter. The frame rate is great. And I think that's probably why I don't feel woozy in this like I do other games. Is because it feels very immersive. You feel like you're in the jungle right now. So let's go ahead. Now, like old school games, they kind of ease you in. You start with your pistols, you get your shotguns, you just progress. But in this, in the first few levels, you get almost every single weapon. So this is going to go quick. And then, of course, they're going to introduce a new weapon. They're going to introduce a new enemy type. And isn't it just convenient that that new weapon is really good against that new enemy type?
Ah, my old love.
There's Sam. Good old Sam. He's very much 80s, 90s action movie hero. His little quips and one-liners. These guys are my favorite. They have bombs in each hand. They have no mouth, and yet they scream. And they explode when you shoot them. How stupid is that? They're screaming at you. That's all they do is they scream. Ah! And then you can... It's stupid. It's a stupid thing, but it's so fun. Classic Serious Sam with the screaming headless bomb guy who just explodes. I need to get them screaming as like a phone text notification or something. Just have your phone all day. It's ridiculous in the best way possible. So let's see if we can't... Now, I will say, if you're playing the flat or normal version, you do only get one weapon at a time, except for the pistols. You can get two of those. So, kind of an advantage in VR in the sense that you can dual wield, right? But you still go through ammo twice as fast. So, there's a benefit, but then there's also a drawback. You got to kind of measure it out. Because if you really just wanted to go around one-handed, you could. But you don't play Serious Sam to be sensible and serious. You play Serious Sam because you like having bone skeletons throwing bones at you and running at you like clop, 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 clop. That just explode like that. That's what you want. This thing, he's throwing his bones at me. He can still run even though he's throwing his bones at you the whole time. He'll jump at you. That's the trick to those. Shotgun's good for those. You want them in close, then blammo. I think, yeah, I did this too. You know, so there's some interactions that they put in there, some little touches. Obviously, I can't do that, but it's so. Oh, this is a hot mess. There, he's big, and he feels big in the game. You feel like there's a giant thing charging right at you. A lens flare. Wait, I heard somebody spawn. Yeah, there it is. We can shoot these little green things. We can shoot. That guy's far away. We're gonna have some guys between us and him. Little clouds of blood to let you know you're hitting him.
The doorman should wear a suit.
Yes, he should. Thanks, Sam. You know, it's just little things like that I'm sure were probably in the flat game, but you really appreciate them when you're in a VR game like this. And here, one of our friends. This is stupid. Who would think of that? Oh, he got a little too close. But who would think of that? Crazy guys back in the late 90s, early 2000s when this was made. That's who. So we'll go ahead and progress here a little bit. See if we can't get some more weapons. Maybe heal up a bit from that screaming guy. Another thing with these early shooters is there's secrets everywhere. Like I showed you earlier, just right off the bat, before you even run into an enemy, there were 2 little secrets. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of it now, but you can explore, right? You go out off the beaten path, you find stuff. Yeah, sometimes it's just a little power-up, sometimes it's a big power-up, sometimes it's a warp to a whole new level that you didn't even know existed. So it pays to not just run all the way through. There's a score and a scoring system and a score attack mode and all that stuff. Normally it would kind of show up in different parts of the UI. Like normally it'll be like right up around here, and then you move your head and it'll kind of follow you. I kind of find that annoying, but of course because of all the great options, bloop, just turn it right off. Another good example of how the weapons don't feel right. This is kind of a hint. I'm actually way down there, and this dude's way up here, and he's ugly, and he just makes that sound. And yeah, okay. So this is a sniper rifle, and as I said before, yeah, you can dual wield. Oh, not the sniper rifle. They won't let you do that one. Thank goodness, because that would have been silly. I think you can still steady it. Yeah, so you can kind of steady it. But you'll notice, even when I use one hand, the sniper rifle, there's no kick at all. It just, you go up there, and it sounds big, like it sounds like a big cannon going off, and it does a lot of damage, but there's no kick. See that? So, I get it. This is not a game that you're going to play because, oh yeah, it feels like you're really shooting. And honestly, you're probably not doing a lot of sniping in Serious Sam. You do it there because you have to. Right now I'm waiting for little flying things that have spawned way up there in the mountains to get here so I can shoot them. First time I got here, I'm like, the game's broken. Something's frozen. Here they come. There's one. And again, lens flare. I haven't played very many VR games that keep the lens flare and actually has it look like a lens flare. It's in 3D for me. It actually looks like a lens flare. Hey! Just a cloud of blood and feathers. Okay, so this opened up. Still one. Whoa! I heard you. Chicken. There's weird little power-ups, like these shoes make you faster.
Whoa! Serious speed.
Which is good when you got these things coming at you. Audio cues are big in this game. Every enemy has their own distinct sound. It just feels good to go around with a one-handed shotgun and just shoot. Well, I don't want to chainsaw that guy. These guys I can though. It just feels good, dude. It just feels good. Looks good. Feels good. It is good. You know, little stuff like that. It's nice. Get some health. Now, I will say these steps seem really steep, but you can just go right on up them. Classic monster closet here. It'll probably still scare me. Health, 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 health monster! So we're in the temple now. Little armor pickup. Big arm. Oh no, it's the flamethrower.
Now you're all fired.
Fired. Double flamethrower. You can do it. Because of Serious Sam. That's why. Some more health. Take a look at the walls, the floor, everything looks... Now there's something screaming over here. VR cheat! He was a big scorpion with a machine gun. As you'll find in temples in the middle of the jungle. And of course, since we just got a new weapon, we're gonna find enemies that don't like it. Getting all fired up. So, is that fire graphic the best ever, and is it just hovering in the air? Of course not. But it's fun. Whoa! They will jump out at you a lot. And from behind you. From walls that used to be solid. Whoa! That was a little creepy. So now we're gonna go up through here. Whoa. They're usually trying to show you something. Like a hint or a secret. We're just gonna drop down. Whoa! Normally I wouldn't keep the flamethrowers out like this. I'd kind of conserve the ammo. But I also find that when I play that way, I have way more ammo than... Like, I never actually run out because I just keep switching weapons. Ooh, ooh. Whoa! That's a big, ugly dude. Can we think we can get him? No! Well, that did it. Whoa. Hey, I'm trying to look at this guy. Do you mind? Whoa! Ah, see, I'm out of flamethrower juice. See, I wanted to take a look. Yeah, this guy. He is something. And I don't feel like this is something you could do in the flat version, to just get right up on one of these things. Check out all the details. Shoot him in the eye. Or shoot through his eye. Count his cavities. All that good stuff. So we'll just play a little bit longer here, maybe get to the end of this level. Let's give you a good feel. Good feel for sand.
Hey, didn't I kick your ass 2 rooms back?
You did. You did, Sam. And he's... no. So this is kind of cool. I don't remember this guy from back in the day. So I don't know if he's new or what. Oh! I thought it was going to explode. What? Oh. That's... I shouldn't be doing that. That's just wrong. I'm sorry. I'm a bad person. Whoa. He still had one. What a jerk. So go down the easy looking path. Oh wait, that's where I came from. So yeah, either the dark... so either head for daylight, or go down the bloody death trap way. I'll just go ahead and go to daylight, because I know this is the end of the level. And that way it takes you around. You go through like 5 different hallways of that, and then you get some extra power-ups and stuff. So for this review, we're just going to go ahead and take the easy way out. Maybe. Oh boy. That's... remember when this was the easy way out? Seems to move when I move. So now what? Oh! Apparently just walking into it is enough to make you go splat. Oh, well, at least they just started me right here. So what do I gotta do? I don't know. So maybe we'll have to go down that hallway. Oh, you know what? I bet we have to... yeah, I bet we have to walk on these things. So what are we on here? We just walk on what lights up? What's next? Ooh, wrong way. Alright. So these two are safe. This one looks safe. No. No. I don't know. I feel like other ones should be lighting up. You have to like... no. Alright. Death hallway it is. I'll have to figure that out some other time. And let me tell you, you think these puzzles normally are tense. You put on a VR headset and you feel like you're sucking it in. About to get your nose scraped. I feel like my back's getting scraped. Did not expect him. Dun dun dun. Double barrel.
Double your gun, double your fun.
Mm-hmm. Double your ammo. This doesn't look like a trap at all.
Come on, just try to hurt me now.
Oh no! Ah, it got me. I have a feeling that was some type of challenge. If I could have got through there unhurt, good stuff would have happened. But instead, we got Porky. Oh. What in the butt? Oh, that made a mess. Oh, I think that's is at the top of his head. I guess it is. All right. That's probably as good a note to end on. The other weapons I think that are left there. I know there's a rocket launcher. I think a chain gun type thing. You get the idea. You know how those things work. But Serious Sam, this one in particular, is second encounter. But again, first encounter, before first encounter, Ultimate Mega Super Serious Edition. It's Serious Sam. They're all pretty much the same. But at least get one of them. If you got VR and you can get a good deal on one, grab it, because it is fun.